What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Thursday, December 30th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman so you can get updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. And finally, shout out to No House Advantage for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up to get up to $25 on your first deposit. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Giannis, Lauri Markkanen, Tyrese Maxey, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Kyle Kuzma on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. In first at number 5, we've got Andrew Wiggins. He is small forward eligible, 6K, projected for 32.5. The goal's 40.5. He's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. I gave Wiggins 34 minutes. It's looking like we're still without Draymond. Maybe we get Jordan Poole back. 0.95 fantasy points per minute for Wiggins. There's not a lot of value out there right now, so trying to get a raw point ceiling is sort of helpful. 19 points for Wiggins, 5.5 boards, 2.5 assists, maybe a steal, maybe a block. Slight pace down spot against Denver, but 6K Andrew Wiggins just sort of works. I don't really have like a hot take for Wiggins in this spot. It's a 4-game slate, and the other 3 games might not be all that competitive. Staying in the same game, switching sides, shooting guard small forward Will Barton is in at number 4, 5,500, projected for 29. The goal's 38. He's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. This is basically the exact same situation, only slightly cheaper and a better position. 34 minutes for Barton, 22% usage, 14.5 points, 6 boards, 3.5 assists, maybe a steal. Pace neutral against Golden State. Obviously a good defense, but with no Draymond, it's not the same defense. Whether you're going to Barton or Wiggins, these are just 2 guys playing 30 plus minutes, priced in that like high 5s-ish area range across the wing. You're trying to buy minutes as cheaply as possible. Whether it's Wiggins or Barton, they look very similar. I'm happy to get to both. Speaking of minutes, in at number 3, we're going Franz Wagner, shooting guard, small forward, eligible, 7,100. Now, that's a big price tag, but he's projected for 36. The goal's 45. He's in the optimal lineup 35% of the time. He's one of the few guys on Orlando that's not on health and safety protocols that actually plays when they have everybody healthy. So he's in for 36 minutes, around a fantasy point per minute. Shoots a lot now with all these guys off the floor. 23% usage, 19 points, 6 boards, 3.5 assists, almost 2 stocks. Pace neutral against Milwaukee. We just saw this game 2 days ago. It wasn't great, but we did see Franz Wagner play about 36 minutes. If you're trying to buy playing time today, there may be more efficient ways to do it, given the fact that Wagner is at 7,100. But on a 4-game slate, the fact that they don't have a ton of legitimate NBA players stands out here, and that's what's getting Franz Wagner into this 3 spot. But as you can see, he's tied with Barton. He's tied with Wiggins. For all intents and purposes, he's tied with Kyle Kuzma. Franz Wagner could just as easily be 6th, so don't overreact to the ranking of any of these specific guys. It's very bunched up in this middle section. In at number 2, this one's pretty easy. Center eligible Daniel Gafford, 5,200, projected 34, goals 37, optimal lineup 37% of the time. Montrezl Harrell is in health and safety protocols. We got big minutes out of Gafford 2 nights ago. I'm giving him 30 minutes here. Could easily play 32, 34 if he stays out of foul trouble. 1.14 fantasy points per minute. 16% usage, so nothing crazy there, but a double-double. Almost 13 points, 10 boards, and 3 stocks. That's the big piece. Fits the FanDuel scoring system very well. Pace neutral against Cleveland, but this is a very dinged up Cleveland team. No Sexton, no Garland, no Rubio now. It doesn't look like we're going to have Jared Allen. These are just a shorthanded Cleveland team. Gafford stepping into more minutes. He's just not priced as he should be. Very easily in at number 2. I actually thought that he could be number 1, but number 1 is even more obvious. Before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments who your favorite and least favorite contenders are. And finally, one last shout out to No House Advantage, the presenting sponsor of this video. In at number 1, we've got RJ Hampton, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 5,300, projected for about 30. The goal's 37. He's in the optimal lineup 45% of the time. I got him in for 32 minutes. I think that he is going to be starting today for Orlando at the point guard spot. They've just got more and more guys heading into health and safety protocols. We're not going to have Cole Anthony here. So I think RJ Hampton's in for 32 minutes. He's around 0.9 fantasy points per minute, 14 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. I know it's a matchup against Milwaukee, but Orlando is ultra shorthanded. You get point guard, shooting guard eligibility. Assuming RJ Hampton is the starter in this game because they're just simply running short on bodies, he's going to play 30 minutes or more. He did on Monday as well. I believe he was in for either 28 minutes. That's what I'm going with off the top of my head. I think he sees more in this starting lineup. This one's the easiest one of the day. If RJ Hampton is the starting point guard for Orlando, he is the #1 contender on FanDuel. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Thursday, December 30th. DraftKings version of this video is around here somewhere. Check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We're back again, closing out the work week and closing out 2021 tomorrow morning with another edition of the Contenders.